All right. Guys, welcome to another episode of My Kind of Convo. I'm your host, Criss.
And I am your host, Kim.
And Criss Cross isn't with us, but she'll be back. She's, she's still on her hiatus, and we appreciate her taking the time and can't wait for her to come back. But you know our girl. She didn't leave us with nothing. She has once again left us with her, a lovely little conspiracy for her conspiracy corner. So can't wait to hear what that is.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
All right. Can't wait. Again, thank you again for all our listeners who continually support and listen to our podcast, and to our new friends who have joined us and are listening to our podcast. So welcome. So we're just going to jump right in. And so today I want to talk about, what did you think? And I know some of us have done this. I don't think everyone has, but if you know, you know. Love language.
Oh.
Do you believe in it? Do you find that this has an actual effect in your life? And is there more than just these 5 different languages that we are presented? So for those that don't or haven't heard of the 5 love languages, it was a book created by Gary Chapman in 1992. And it says that there are these 5 types of love languages to make relationships happy. It does, a lot of people really use it to or take the test, because there are tests for this.
Yes.
In accordance with their relationship with their partner. But I've also heard that this can be used in friendships, family ships, friendships. So, so it's not just, secular, apparently. But I've only tried it in relationships.
In a relationship.
So for those that haven't or didn't hear of them, these are the 5 languages, or 5 types of love languages. So there's words of affirmation, which is verbal assurance and poetic declarations for these people. So meaning like you want "I love you," or you want to hear "you mean everything to me," or things like that. You want them to say it. And you want them to or express it through writing, but you want them to make that to you, that poetic declaration, boombox in the air, or bouquet, large bouquet of flowers. You really want
the gifts.
Yeah, but more in the words, which that's another one coming up. There's acts of service. So acts of service, it's an action over the words. So when they're sick, or when you do errands, or that person's having a bad day, or you visit someone who's really related or close to them who may be sick in the hospital, or flowers, the act is more important to you than the words,
right?
So that's acts of service. Then we have receiving gifts. So it's simple. It's getting presents. But it's not just any present, it's thoughtful presents, even though some people just want a present, or they want a luxurious
type of
present.
Person,
yeah. But that's a whole nother can of worms. But it's simple. They just want a present that has meaning, something that meant something to them, something that's related to them, something that you actually took time to research, because you love them so much, and you knew that this gift would blow their mind. So that's what that is. Number 4 is quality time. So this is actively listening and being fully present to that partner. When you're actually looking them in the eye, when you're talking to them, you're asking questions and following up about their conversation later on. So that means that you're actually took the time to listen. You're not just a body in a room just muted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's nice.
I like the those words that are What
filler
do I call it? The
words?
filler. It's not even filler words. It's my automatic replies.
Oh, your auto reply.
And my auto replies. That's a whole other conversation.
We don't have that later. But
Those auto replies. But you're actually like, oh my gosh, really? Is that what's happening?
And
you're actually like actively talking to them about what they're concerned about, or their situations, or just how their day is. And last but not least, physical touch, number 5. This is when people want to receive. Not only do they want to give love, but they want to receive love through physical affection. So, hugs, kisses, cuddles, holding hands, all of that makes them feel secure, makes them feel cherished. And they don't want you to hold back. Don't just do a quick hug. Don't just do a little cuddle. No. You got to wrap yourself around them. You got to hold on to them. You got to really give them that bear hug.
The oomph.
Yeah. Don't just peck them. They want the full That's physical touch. So this was the 5 types of love languages. And if you Google it, there is a test that you can take. First, there's the book that you can read that goes in depth more with it, and then there is a test that you take which will tell you, and it'll break down the 5 levels, the 5 languages, and then in how many percentage out of 100, what your percentage in each one start rated from lowest to highest. So, and in some cases 3, like in my case, I remember at one point I had 3 of them were like equal. They were dead set same, but they were all low. And my highest, what was ranked high at the time for me, was quality time. No, it was acts of service.
Service. Okay.
Acts of service was ranked high.
Yeah.
Now the thing about this love languages, people take the test and they're like, "Well, this is
what I am."
Period. But what you don't realize is, as your relationship is going, and I'm just talking about partner relationships, it changes, especially if your partner changes.
Oh, it changes.
It changes and it grows, and then what once was acts of service is now physical affection. What once was all about quality time is now about receiving gifts.
Yep.
So it changes, and so it's like a once a year thing. You should take the test, or at least
if you've recognize it or
signs.
read the book. Like, the book was given to me by my best friend's mom, and she hid it in my luggage when I was leaving. Nice. Because it was one of those books, and I was just like, oh goodness gracious, I couldn't even pay for the book.
Yeah.
And I read parts of it, and I was like, all right. And then I took the test, and my partner took the test.
Yeah.
And I can say, from then, we've taken the test twice already, or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's changed every time.
Yeah. I believe it.
The evolution of any type of relationship.
But it's also the transition of your relationship.
Correct.
Like in your situation, you're in a long distance relationship, but there was a time when that relationship was physically it was present.
So yeah,
what you had when it was, you guys were physically in each other's presence, has now changed because now you're long distance. So now your love language has changed.
It changes a lot. And the thing is, it just brings it to the forefront of, that's what I like.
Yes, that's what I'm.
And the thing is, as your relationship evolves, and this could even be when people start moving in together, or they're taking that next step in their relationship, retake the test.
Yeah.
See what you want again now versus what you wanted before.
Yeah.
Because there was a time where mine was, what was it? Acts of service. Then it changed, I think, it changed a lot. But I know now it's quality time. And it's endearment, was it?
Well, there's words of affirmation, acts of service,
mine was words,
gifts, quality time, and physical touch.
No, it's quality time for me.
Yeah.
Like right now. I know that for a fact. It's quality time.
Yeah.
So it's like, and physical touch.
Yeah.
And they are like almost the same percentage.
Yeah.
And the good thing about the website is they change the test every time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know that.
That's why I've taken this test multiple times.
Yeah.
They've changed the test multiple times.
it's funny because I took the test twice and I still got the same thing, which was acts of service as my number one, because I'm all about showing me. And it's, I guess, in the course of my life, it's one thing to say the words, but it wasn't enough for me to say, okay, like that's enough for me. Like how somebody will say, oh, you're beautiful. And I'll stop and be like, okay, whatever. And they're like, no, seriously. I'm like, yeah, okay, you can
stop.
I don't believe it because that's just who I am. Same. It's just like, I hear what you're saying. Doesn't mean I fully believe what you're saying. But if you show me I'm beautiful, then I'm going to be like, oh, snap.
They think I'm beautiful.
They think I'm beautiful. Right. So for me, acts of service was definitely high up there. And of course, like the people I was dating in my past, they were very handy people. So they, like they would do things that I appreciated, which would just make me just, go over the moon. I was just like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like that made me very happy. And it was interesting that I did one for each person that I was with at the time. I haven't done one with my recent relationship.
I think you should. I think, you know why it's interesting? Because
I think we did it super early.
Okay.
Super early in our relationship. But it has, I know for a fact it's evolved.
Oh, definitely.
I feel it.
Definitely.
I can tell you now, I most likely, and I should take the test again. I most likely have for me physical touch as my number one, and then I think after that will definitely be like acts of service and then words of affirmation. Like I feel it because their presence, I realize the way I react to their presence when they're around me is so much different than when they're away. It's like I feel like I miss them, and I'm like, they're not that far from me. It's like we talk every day, but for some reason I still physically miss them, and
you miss that presence,
and it's like I just saw them, so I know like my love language will change. So what I got to thinking about was, do you feel like this is an accurate enough type of like these 5 languages, is this enough to really evaluate a relationship?
I think these people put enough science behind these 5 things that people honestly feel that it is enough. But you also have to think, I think it was the other day I showed you about a golden retriever boyfriend and a black cat girlfriend. These are new things, and it's honestly just characteristics of said person.
Yeah. So explain that.
Okay, so a golden retriever boyfriend is more like a guy that's like, okay, you're upset, but I'm here.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about it? We're here.
Yeah.
Let's go do this. Let's that type of person.
Yeah.
A black cat girlfriend is, leave me alone. I need my peace. I need my solidarity. I don't know how this is working out, but it's working.
Yeah.
So, and I'm figuring out too, there are other types. There's an orange cat person, which I still don't understand yet.
Right.
So these
orange
are
cats beat to their own drum.
Honestly. Correct. These are personality characteristics.
Right.
Your love language characteristic is pretty much the same thing, just pinpointed to a love language and what you characterize as, I like this.
Yeah.
And I think the science behind it has actually helped relationships. Because once you understand your partner, like my partner is words of affirmation.
So he has to hear it.
Yes. So hearing those things and doing those things make them feel good.
Yeah.
So knowing that about the partner gives you that idea, oh, I know what'll make them happy.
Yeah.
And at the end, it'll make me happy to make them happy.
Yeah. I get it. I that's why it's like this was something created in like 1992 and now, where we are today, and it's like, is it still relevant enough to,
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's such a conversation that still comes up and it's still around.
Yeah.
And you know what? It when you know about yourself, you can know about others. True. Honestly,
that is true.
So if you're like, oh dang, that is me. Yeah. That is something I like.
Yeah.
Now let me explain to this person why I'm like, and it kind of explains to the partner why you're the way you are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It is a good way. Like if they, if they're like, I wasn't expecting this, but you're like, okay, well, this is my love language. They're like, you know what? That makes sense. I get it. I see. But
also, educate your partners on love language.
Yeah.
Because if they're like, love what? Take the test. Just take the test. Just take the test. And we're going to talk later. Yeah. But it's love. Take the test. Take the test. You know, like when you was, and I can say this for girls, back when this is showing my age, 17 magazine was out.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And 17 magazine, we used to do the quiz.
Throw us away. She brought out 17.
Yo, 17 magazine was the
It actually, it was. It's sad that it's not around
it's
for like
really
this
sad.
generation.
You know, they don't even got J14 no more.
Well, that's okay.
Right?
I'm not too mad about that.
17 magazine had those if your lover conversations, and you and the girls were standing around doing the quiz.
Yeah.
And told you what type of love you had. That's exactly what it is.
Cute.
It was cute.
It was very much very more innocent and younger version of Cosmopolitan. Because Cosmo has like tests and little stories and all of that.
Some of our listeners don't know what 17 magazine. I'm just showing my age. Showing.
But we had stacks of them and they were so good. But they really, like, she's right. It was very much like that. You would take these tests. You would
you and your friends, and you're doing it at lunch period, yo.
Oh yeah.
Recess time, you sitting down and we all taking this test, or you passing it around. And the thing is, you're not writing in the magazine. Everybody got their own little piece of paper.
Oh yeah. Don't write in the magazine.
And you're not putting your answers in the magazine.
Yeah,
it don't matter.
Because that's influencing them.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. No,
right. All right. Look. This is how old we is.
Not some chicken over here.
Yo. But that's and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Now it's, mind you, this was around when we were children.
Yeah.
It's a good way to figure out yourself and your partner's love. It's basically, how do I love?
Right. Yeah.
That's it. How do I love?
This is how I'm expressing to you how I love you. And then this is what I'm hoping you're expressing to me.
Right.
How I love you, or I should love you.
Correct.
In a way. Not saying that this is, and that's why I'm getting at too. There are these 5 love languages, but this is not saying that this is the total package needed in the relationship. Like, there's more. There's 100% more. And we all know this, because the love languages,
it's just it is 3% of your relationship. That's how I feel. A love language only tells me what you like, does not mean you're gonna like everything that happens.
It only bases off love.
Right.
This isn't off respect, trust. This isn't the 5 languages of respect.
No.
This isn't the 5 languages of trust.
This is the minuscule 2 to 3% of your relationship.
Right.
Because the rest of it is on you.
Yes.
This is just giving you a little bit of insight into your partner's mind.
True. Because I think a lot of people have that part of communication, which I think a lot of us ladies can attest to this. I'm not saying everyone, but we seem to, because we think faster. In a sense, not saying that guys don't think faster, but I'm saying we think ahead sometimes, and we think, oh, we're going to know their answer before they tell us their answer. But in reality, their answer isn't what we're thinking. It's because we already assume. We're already running to the assumption before we even pose the question or pose the conversation. And that's only because we're trying to get ahead of it. We're trying to get where we're going the fastest way we can, but at the same time, it's not the best way to communicate. I can't read my partner's mind. I can't sit here and just think, oh, this is probably what he's thinking right now.
This is what he wants for Christmas.
Right.
No. It's not going to happen. So
I don't want to know if I don't ask.
Correct. So this, what this honestly is for? It starts a conversation. Mm-hmm. And again, what you said, bringing in communication. Communication in relationships is huge because when communication stops or it falters, that's when the breaks of the relationship start to happen.
Yeah.
So communicate.
Yeah.
So this is what starts a conversation.
Right. And this is just focused on the love part, but it's not the whole
It's
part
not
of
the whole part. You should still take her out. You should still take him out.
Yeah.
Y'all should still have date night. Y'all should still enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
Even if it's just sitting down and you're watching TV and he's playing video games, or vice versa.
Yeah.
This is the smallest, even if your person does not like physical touch.
Yeah.
And they are words of affirmation, I promise you, that black cat person is still going to touch you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They
Because
will.
you fulfilled their quota. You fulfilled their need.
They got enough spoons for the day.
Yes, exactly. You fulfilled what was empty,
So definitely it's I feel like it's a very small part, but it starts a conversation and it opens up communication between any type of partners, be it business partners or any love. This is not really, but I know there's other pinnacles of friendships and things like that. But this in a relationship aspect, it does open up those lines of communication, and that's all it's supposed to do, honestly.
Right.
Because it's something you talk about, and then you go on.
Yes.
And you may forget, and it comes back up, and you're like, I remember when so and so said, maybe I should do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. So I just wanted to know, how do you guys feel about love languages? What is your love language? And if you want to find out, just Google love languages, and there's the test that you can take. So definitely, if you're really interested in finding out for your partner or family, friends, definitely take that test. And what do you think? Do you think these love languages are still relevant today? Do you think that they apply to your relationship, and has it made it better? Has it made it worse? Has it made it interesting?
Ooh.
So definitely comment. It will definitely be a post on Spotify. So check it out because I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. Awesome.
So we're gonna come over here for a second.
Where are we going?
We're gonna find out if somebody's an asshole.
Oh, here we go.
I'm
ready. I'm going down this rabbit hole.
We're going to go down the rabbit hole the title.
Let's go, Alice.
And this, now I'm going to say this is not safe for work.
Oh.
I have to put that disclaimer out there. It was put on this post specifically.
Okay.
Not safe for work. Okay. Some people might be listening at work, and I understand you. Continue on. Grasshopper, continue on. The title of this Am I the Asshole is, Am I the Asshole for telling my husband that he has to let my dad witness his colonoscopy?
Oh! What?
We haven't even gotten into it yet.
Oh! Why? No. Okay, I always do this. I start to jump the gun, and then
we haven't even gotten in yet.
Then we get in the story, and then I'm flip-flopping like a fish. So... Let me hear this one because I'm already put a foot down the rabbit hole and pulled it right back out.
Come on now. You got to be Alice and just jump.
I was ready. But then you pulled out that. I said, nah, it's not for me. But go ahead.
All right. So my mother-in-law wants to be in the room when I give birth. She is an unpleasant and pushy woman, and none of her own daughters have allowed her near them when they gave birth. My sisters-in-laws are all at least 12 years older than my husband and are all done having kids. I am the last chance for my mother-in-law to see the birth of a grandchild.
Video recorded. Sorry, I couldn't help. I had to respond. Sorry.
Okay. I have zero interest in letting that judgmental old woman see me down there. She has objected to me from the beginning because I have tattoos and am not in any way interested in being a stay-at-home wife. I have a lot of tattoos and a career I plan on continuing, and I have tattoos down there that are none of her business. My husband is her baby boy. He is a good husband and has stood up for me against her many times. When she tried to interfere with our wedding, he put his foot down. When she tried to convince him that we should move to his hometown where he could work from, and I would not be able to find an employer in my line of work, he said no because my career is important to me. And while we can live off of his earnings and the cost of living is lower in his hometown, our combined earnings are much better altogether.
Okay. So
she has started crying to him that all she wants is to see a grandchild being born. All her friends have experienced it, and she wants it. He is starting to crumble under her emotional blackmail. So I made it clear that the only way I would agree was if, before the birth, my husband made arrangements for my father to witness him getting a colonoscopy. He would need a ride anyway, so 2 birds, 1 stone, you know? He said I'm being ridiculous. And then I said none of my brothers would let my dad see them getting a camera shoved up their ass. And he felt left out. He finally understood my point. But his mother is upset that I use such a stupid comparison. She says that it isn't the same thing at all. Sure. I offered to change it to me watching her get a Brazilian wax, and she hasn't called in a week. I know seeing a baby born might be her dream, but I am not interested. So am I the asshole?
No. And here's why I say this. Because if her own daughters did not allow her in the room, they did that for the level of stress she would put on her. And that is the worst situation you could put on a mother who's giving birth.
Correct.
Stress. And you know what? I guarantee you they would probably kick her out anyway.
Anyway, because of the whole big mess she would put in.
Yeah.
If his sisters even didn't allow her in there.
Yeah. Record it.
That just tells you something.
Yeah, just record the damn thing. She'll see it.
You know what? Somebody has already recorded it. It's called The Miracle of Life. This video has been played multiple times for many teenagers.
It just isn't your daughters or daughter-in-law.
There's also a movie called Knocked Up that people can see a whole hoo-ha stretch, okay, and give birth.
There you go. No, I actually liked the comparison.
I think it was a great comparison.
I think it was a very great comparison because it is a tit for tat. It's okay. She wants to see what I don't want her to see. Then you have to get a colonoscopy and my dad gets to see you.
And he's always wanted to see one.
Right. So
2 birds, 1 stone, honey.
I get to get it out of the way. A, B, C, D, F, G, let's do it. And then she didn't like that comparison. So now she's like, all right, so let me come and watch you get a whole full Brazilian wax down there.
Not a call.
Not a chirp. Well, guess what? I'm pushing out life.
It's her choice.
I don't want you in the room. I want my partner
or her mom
or a doula or whatever else they want in the room. But at the end of the day, or her mom, this is what I want. This is how I want my pregnancy to go. And the last thing I need is for your overbearing behind in the room. Because what? Your friend... What is this? Show and tell? What is this?
I want to tell all my friends that I was in the room.
All my friends got to do it. I want to do it too. What?
I want to be there. I want to see it happen.
What kind of nonsense? So she could run to her friends and tell them, I got to see I got to see my daughter-in-law give life. Like, you clearly gave life 4 times. 3 daughters dubbed you and a son. You gave, so we're calculating 4 kids. You gave life. What you got to see? What more do you have to see? What more? Come on. No. And I think as a new mother, she has the right to what she wants, who she wants, point blank, period.
Now, I'm hoping she doesn't pull a whole stunt at the hospital.
Oh, she could tell the doctors and the nurses, I don't want her in the room.
Right.
They won't allow her in. So she could catch a fit all day, up, down, left, right, back, forth. But at the end of the day, it's her choice. She could stay in the waiting room like everybody else, or stay in your house. At the end of the day, isn't it the health of the mother and the baby that's more important? Not because you get to see a show.
Right. It's not a show.
That's how she's treating it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a show.
That's how she's treating it, because clearly her friends done seen the show, so she need to go see the show too. She want a ticket.
I don't want to see the show.
She want the golden ticket to go see the show.
Willy Wonka said
she
no.
got denied 3 times. She said, I got one more chance. I got one more chance.
With my baby boy.
I got denied 3 times. This is going to be the golden ticket. You know why?
Because he always say yes.
I will always remind him that he is the only son, and he's my precious one, and I don't have no other ones. And she gonna put the guilt trip on him to make him feel a way to have his mama in the room. That ain't happening.
And then you know what's worse is if she pushes her way in the room, right? And then she sees a tattoo that she down there,
right?
And then she has something to say as she's pushing,
right? Can you
like, Shelly, when did you get that one?
Right.
I've never seen it, because you've never been between my legs.
Not only that, why'd you put it there? Why is it there?
Oh my gosh!
No. She
I
doesn't
already
need
don't
judgment.
like your tattoos. This is so bad.
And he should, of course, knowing that he stood up to his mother, and I appreciate that he's done that, but he should know that if she already doesn't like a part of his, if his mother already doesn't like a part of his wife's lifestyle or the way she has tattoos, you think she gonna like it down there? Bruh.
Yo, what if it's a tattoo of his name?
Oh, she gonna pass away in the hospital. Giving life,
and she going. They admit her into her own room because she see her son's name down there. Or it say enter here. Oh my gosh,
it's a wrap.
The things I can think of, because people are crazy.
She done. And
girl, do you.
She knows her mother-in-law enough to know that it's just not going to be a comfortable situation, and it's not okay. No, I don't think she's an asshole. That's just how I view it, because I wouldn't want somebody around me that's going to cause me more distress or stress of all times that particular time.
I don't need that.
Because it's not just stressful for you, it's stressful on the baby.
Yes.
Like, come on. So I'm not very unhappy to hear that. So no, I don't think she's the asshole.
All right. So what do you guys think? Is she the asshole, like, for standing her ground on her child? What do you think? Give us your perspective. Hit us up on our social medias. Let us know how you felt this went.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to switcheroo. Pull me a crisscross conspiracy corner. All right. So when we talk about Shakespeare.
Oh, William,
your best friend,
He's not my best friend.
You wanna.
I just like his tragedies.
I love the tragedies. I have a whole book of William Shakespeare floating around here somewhere.
Oh, no, it's right over there. Sorry, we have like 2 little libraries. They're right over there, and it's not just a book. There is several. And my favorite, Macbeth. There's Othello. There is Hamlet. All books that I've read, and yes, the language is not easy, but I've enjoyed.
Yes. So I want to talk about one of something that just popped up. It was very interesting. When we talk about his romantic tragedies, which one pops?
Romantic tragedies? You mean like Othello?
Because we're talking about right now. We're talking about
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, the star-crossed lovers. The star-crossed lovers.
The most common
that everyone thinks about. William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
Well, I like to think of Othello, and everyone who doesn't, you know why.
You know why. All right, but our star-crossed lovers here.
Yeah.
When you think of Romeo and Juliet, the most famous scene out of Romeo and Juliet is...
All right, so there's 2 I think of, and it's usually towards the beginning or towards the end. So if you're thinking, Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Mm-hmm. That is probably one of the most popular scenes, because it's a declaration of love for the both of them.
Correct. So this scene, which is what most people would say, the full balcony scene.
Yeah.
Where she's declaring her
love
for Romeo, who she just met at this party. If you didn't know the story, there you go. Now, Did you know there was never a balcony?
What? Wait a minute. What?
In Shakespeare, there is not a balcony.
No way. There's not a balcony?
There's not.
So where was she declaring this?
So
On the floor?
when you think of it, it says, "What light from yonder window breaks?"
Right.
They never say she was on a balcony.
What light from yonder
It's
window?
just right over there.
It wouldn't be like up.
No,
I mean, the language of Shakespeare is, it's
a little rough, but it's considered the window scene,
Yeah.
not the balcony scene. In the original text, there's no balcony mentioned.
Oh, so you mean Hollywood screwed us over?
Yes, because Hollywood believed that a balcony would be her declaring her love up to the heavens and him looking up and saying, "What light from yonder window breaks?" And he sees her silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
It is the east and Juliet is the sun.
Mm.
So he's just saying, "Oh, she lighting up the light, the window," and she just opened up the window. Ah, Romeo! Not like that. But
It's hard to imagine only because it's such an iconic visual.
yes,
Let me say that because we, in school, I don't know if they still do it today. They definitely have you read Romeo and Juliet or some form of Shakespeare. But it is a iconic visual. So to actually think that he could have just been like on the ground and she was just walking by the window or she was chilling at a window, that was like level. It's just like it doesn't fit my image. It doesn't
was
fit my
dramatic,
imagination.
right?
Yeah.
Because the balcony scene is so dramatic because it's her window peers out into the garden, and that's where Romeo was wandering through.
Yeah.
To this balcony scene,
Yeah.
and then he climbs up to her balcony. He never climbed in the original text.
Jeez.
He strolled. My dude just
Like
walked.
it doesn't say he walks across, climb up.
No.
Oh man, this like the stage directions.
So everyone's like, no, it's a balcony scene. So this is a huge conspiracy because they're like, no, it says there's a balcony. The text was rewritten. There are a lot of historians that said there was never a balcony scene.
It's gonna be interesting because I would like to see how Shakespeare would have actually conducted this play in the Globe Theater, where it was very iconic theater for him to put on these performances, and I would really like to see how that scene was done.
Right. And
That's
what
wild.
the actual writer thought, even though it would have been a man,
Yeah, all the actors were men.
what it would have been, how he would have portrayed it. Would it not have been a balcony? Would it have just been him walking across the courtyard? And just asking the question. Now, when she's professing her love for Romeo, remember, she does it on the balcony and then she goes inside.
Yeah. After.
Was she just in her room just talking to herself?
Right. Right.
Was she never outside? And she was just talking to herself in her room, just like any teenage girl would do.
I'm about to go yank out that book because we also have a copy of that. I'm about to yank it out and check it out because now I'm like questioning it because I'm so used to that scene being up high.
Yes.
I am used to that scene being a conversation between two people, one lower to one higher.
Yes.
And now you got me questioning.
Right. Now everyone is questioning this scene as to, was it like that? Was it not like that? No one has the original text. It is so old at this point, has been reprinted so many times by so many different people.
Different languages.
In different languages that
I mean,
we may never know.
My favorites are always watching the movies, especially, and we know the iconic one with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, where it was so physically modern, but it was,
I can't.
It was, the language was old school. And we're all like, we're looking at this like, but it's still a very iconic movie in that respect, other than the other versions that have come out over the years. But that that would be interesting. I'm now perplexed, and I'm gonna end up doing research after this.
I'm telling you,
look up this stuff.
It just says that he gets into the courtyard.
Well, there you go.
So if anyone can prove us wrong with that conspiracy, like, is it really a balcony scene? Is it just her window that he just looks at? It was like, yo, Juliet, you there? You know, that's the hood version. But
hood version.
But like, it's just so iconically a balcony scene.
Yeah.
Is it really
like what we all are thinking compared to what we read? You know, like, I think we are visual people, and so we are going based off what is thrown at us visually, not realizing that what we've read on paper in black and white isn't actually what we portrayed.
Want it to be.
Yeah.
So has Hollywood twisted our minds so much that all we'll ever see is that as a balcony scene?
Damn. Yeah. Especially for us older ones who've been
reading this since I was like 5, okay? And done looked at standard deviants. I done read it over so many times. I'm showing my age.
For those of you that do not know.
Showing my age tonight. She is throwing back some stuff.
So sorry. Standard If deviants. You ever get a chance, Google it. Or YouTube, actually. Don't even Google.
You can't
Standard Deviants. It used to come on PBS. Not even like PBS. It was like it was the version of PBS, but on channel 21 or channel 25. WLIW. And it would come on. But there were times it came on PBS as Standard Deviants. And it was an awesome show in the sense of how they did science, math, reading, literacy. I always loved watching for the literacy and for the reading, but it did help with math, and it was done in a kind of fun way. If those of you who know what Zoom is, it's kind of similar, but I felt like Standard Deviants definitely did their homework, and they would break down things. Like, they definitely broke down King Lear in parts. So it wasn't just King Lear and just summarized it. They would break it down in parts. So you actually would be able to actually watch King Lear and understand King Lear. Broke it down, did little reenactments in a funny way so that you would understand it, and they would have like several episodes based on this one thing. So if you needed help with certain aspects of certain things, it was like that, and I loved watching that.
So sorry, it just YouTube popped into my mind.
I don't even know if it will show up on YouTube, but try Standard Deviants.
I'm gonna and just put Shakespeare after it.
It's just so old school.
Good,
so old school. Oh my gosh, it's like reading Rainbow. It's so old school.
So yes, definitely think about that. Is Shakespeare's balcony scene really what Shakespeare had in mind?
Yeah. That's wild.
So, there we go for Criss's Conspiracy Corner for this episode.
All right. Thank you so much. And thanks to Criss for, of course, lending us that. Gonna have me thinking. That's for sure. All right. We're going to head into our recommendations. And I have a really good one. I love puzzles. I like things that get my mind going. I actually collect certain puzzles. I'm a clue fanatic, murder mysteries, things like that. I'm in love with things that make us have to think or wonder about who done it, or what's going on. And so my or getting out of it. Yeah. Escape rooms have come such a long way. And I am going to recommend a certain escape room place. and it's called Escapology.
Ooh.
Kim and I have had the pleasure of actually going to a couple of their escape rooms in Florida, and they are absolutely amazing, immersive, wonderful, and one of the really top tier escape room places that we've experienced. So it's Escapology. I highly recommend. They have several locations. Just definitely look them up, especially if you're going on vacation. I highly recommend doing an escape room. They have antidote room. They have birthday packages. They have the code room. They have the mansion murder. That one was fairly new when it was coming up, but different places have different rooms. So definitely look up their website at definitely escapology.com and check it out and see some of these rooms by you. Of course, everything's time limit. And if you like fast paced working together, figuring out a murder or figuring out how to get out, definitely this is right up your alley. So again, Escapology.
All right. So mine, thinking of what we do here as a podcast and bringing it back to our childhood, you said earlier about reading Rainbow. So I've been listening since I am such a book fanatic. There's this podcast out there by Levar Burton, and it's called Levar Burton Reads. So he brings back our nice little reading Rainbow, and he reads to us.
What?
And it's short fiction, handpicked things, and it's 3D immersive audio. So when LeVar Burton reads, and we know this from our old school ones from reading Rainbow, he reads so well.
Yeah.
So, and it's all different stories, and people out there who love anthology series, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
There's multiple episodes, over 20 episodes out. And new episodes come automatically every week, and they're all short fictions. And he just takes a deep dive into these stories and just reads to us.
Oh, I love that, especially anything that's immersive.
Yeah. So I recommend LeVar Burton Reads. It's on Audible, where you listen to your other podcasts. Listen to it on your way to work. Listen to it when you're, sitting down doing something, just cleaning up. Take a little 30-minute story and just immerse yourself into a book. Reading Rainbow.
Nice. That is a really good one, because I'm definitely going to that. Check that out. So those are our recommendations for today. And as we always say, if you have something to recommend to us, shoot it at us. Message us on our Instagrams, again on our socials. Our Instagrams, like we have more than one, but on our socials, which is definitely Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X. We'll definitely reach back out, and we'll definitely try your recommendations. We love trying new things. And then definitely spread the word of our podcast to your friends and family if you like it, and see if they like it. We greatly appreciate all those of you who do spread our podcast. We absolutely love you for that. So thank you all for listening, and this has been My Kinda Convo. Talk to you later.